Vad händer? Du har hål i strumporna.
Jag hittade sån här igen.
Har du hål i strumporna? Ja, du har hål i strumporna.
Ja, vad det har! Mitt och leokasta.
Patrolman, this your beat?
Yes, sir. Well, part of it. Kids park here,
Yeah,
they use
in
it
the
like a
canyon, yeah.
lover's lane.
Vi kan kolla
It's
YouTube
a
sen.
working neighborhood. Some trouble, but nothing like this. It's known locally as the Moors.
You were first on the scene?
Yes, detective.
No one's disturbed the body?
No, sir. We cleared out them vulture reporters so Pinker and the coroner could work. They're waiting to talk to you.
Go house to house and see what you come up with. What can you tell me about the shoe prints?
Men's size 8s. Pinker lifted impressions for me to compare back at the lab.
Has the scene been secured?
Patrolman Houlihan saw to it. The victim's personal effects are still where they fell.
Cause of death?
Could be the head injuries. She has been badly stalked.
What caused the blunt force injury to the face?
Could be anything from a baseball bat to a lug wrench. I'll have more details after the autopsy.
Springer du in nu eller? Va? Jag springer bort, jag tror som fuckers!
Interesting.
Hakana possuja.
Too bad you passed out.
Jag ska knulla det tanten snart.
What about this wound on the finger?
Something removed. Ring, most likely. I assume it was taken post-mortem.
That was something.
What does the writing on the victim mean?
BD, like Dahlia, Tex. Your guess is as good as mine. Could be something to it, or it could be the killer's trying to throw you off the scent. Either way, I'll run tests on the lipstick.
Any idea of the time of death?
From the temperature, I'd say after midnight. I'll confirm with you later.
Ja.
The victim's bag?
Onko rahaa siinä vai? Älä puhu!
Sinä voit puhua.
No nyt sä puhuit.
Looks brand new. Can't be the one used on the body.
Mikä nää mikä se on?
Dildo.
Läppstift.
No kyllä mä sen tiedän. Aha, jos voi jäytä, en kyllä nottaa.
Dildo.
Looks like some kind of puzzle or parlor game.
Jaa, maapallo. No niin, ei. Toisenpäin. Ei. Se joo. Takaisin sun lisää. Noin. Mistä se? No mitä mä sanoin?
Ja mä tiedän.
The Bomba Club. Why steal a table lighter?
Ei sun tarvitse opetella mua, kun mä osaan tätä.
If we get to the bomba, man could die of thirst in a case like this.
Mikä on ollut tupakilla täällä?
Joo, kun me skruuttaa rätiikä minun, mä ennen varaa mä skruuttaa. Paska musiikki. Niin tänään on hyvä katsoa. Joo, niin on.
You know the way. You can drive.
The werewolf?
For my money, a copycat.
We can't rule it out. We need to work the evidence.
You'd love that, wouldn't you? A big head to hang on your wall. Caller of the decade. You've been working evidence on BD case for 6 months and got nicks.
There's a difference, Rusty.
Oh, yeah?
I just started working it today.
Okay, hotshot. What's more likely? The werewolf comes back around, leaving us alone in the court?
He clearly has a thing for power. Power over women. Why not power over the police department as well?
Let me finish, Phelps. A guy opens his mouth again after 6 months of stum. Or some opportunist who's been reading about the BD figures, he'll rip off the ammo and get himself a freebie.
That's not totally fantastical.
You know, the Examiner and the Daily News might be good at coming up with monikers, but they're terrible for police work. There's a reason we didn't get the son of a bitch after the short murder. It was them, locusts.
Where do you think the werewolf killer is now?
Dead by his own hand, stationed somewhere else with the armed forces. San Quentin, another town, another country, who knows? So, Phelps, I understand you want to turn this into a big case, but it doesn't work like that, all right? A case will come and find you. Can't make it something it ain't, understand?
So you don't think the werewolf has continued to operate in the Los Angeles area?
No chance. We would have found him.
Niin, se musiikki, joo, mä ajattelin, mitä sä teet?
Gentlemen, what can I get you?
Phelps and Galloway, LAPD. Were you working here last night?
Yes. How can I help, officer?
You can start with your name.
Garrett Mason.
You're the regular bartender on nights?
I'm a temporary barman. I work for an agency. I fill in at bars across town.
Do you remember a woman who came in here last night? 5'7", about 110 pounds, blonde hair, about 40 years of age.
You mean Celine Henry?
Yes. Do you know anything about her?
I don't. But the owner, Mr. McCall, serves her most nights. Would you like to speak to him?
I would.
He sits at the back of the club. Wears a hibiscus. You can't miss him. Is there anything else?
Fire away, Phelps. I'll stay here.
Kun pitäis ostaa, mutta ei ollut tuolla.
Pour me 3 fingers of rye.
Mä kysyin. Mutta ne on loppunut. Joo, men det fanns inte heller, jag kollar.
So, how's your tuna fish salad?
You going to pay for that?
Du gillade ljudet.
Detective Phelps, LAPD. We're investigating the murder of Celine Henry.
10 minuuttia, joo.
You know her?
Celine?
Christ.
Sure, I know her. She and I and Jacob, her husband, we go way back.
She was here last night?
Sure, she's a regular. Selena's was a lovely woman.
Was Mrs. Henry here with anyone last night?
Not at first. Selene already had quite a head start.
But she attracted attention?
Certainly. A few gentlemen became very enamored with her and her stories. One guy in particular.
You know him?
No. He's been in a couple of times.
Did they leave together?
Yes. At around
Lär du dig
11.
gott, eller?
If it helps, I made the guy's license plate.
You want it?
I think this could be a great help, sir. Thank you. Mrs. Henry appeared to be missing a ring, torn from her finger, but not her wedding finger.
Selene always wore a red garnet ring on the large side. Larger than life, like Selene herself.
Did she have it a long time?
Sure. Since way back in her flying days.
Did her husband buy it for her?
No, it was before Jacob.
I think you know where the ring came from, and I think you're going to tell me.
Okay, I bought it years ago. I carried a torch for Selene in those days. Guess I always have. Her old man never knew about it.
You know the husband?
Sure, I know Jacob. He was in the Corps. He met Selene on a furlough and married her when the war was finished. Put up with a load of shit.
You think he killed his wife?
No. No, not in my opinion.
So if it wasn't Jacob, then you probably let her out of here with the guy who killed her. How do you feel about that?
Stow the attitude, will ya? I tried to get onto Jacob. I rang him up. Asked him to come pick her up, like usual. But he refused. She picked some night to push him over the edge. I rang him back around 11:30, but
Du kan
got no
gå in
answer.
i din telefon och skriva till mig.
Thanks, Mr. McCall. You've been a big help. One more thing. Would you have an address for Selene?
Det är direktsändning, va?
142 North Union Avenue. God knows I had to send her home in enough cabs to remember that.
To get off wooden table.
Did you cover my shift on Wednesday? I have an option.
Vadå? Vad pratar du?
Where's that
Let's get out of here.
goddamn waitress? Hey, what's the hurry? My stool was just starting to warm up nicely.
Operator, give me R&I.
Putting you through now.
Phelps, badge 1247.
How can I help, Detective?
I need a registered owner on a license plate, 2boy8899.
Yes, Detective. I'll need to contact the DMV. Shall I relay the details via KGPL?
Please. Thanks. You can drive.
You find the booze helps you get through a working day?
Sharpens my investigatory instincts, Phelps.
A smart lawyer might use that to throw out anything you collect today.
A smart man might know it's unwise to stand between the patient and his medicine.
As long as you're not falling over, Rusty, I'll let it slide.
That's mighty kind of you, Phelps. You know, you picked the wrong job if a healthy thirst offends you, Kolla.
We owe it to this city to do the best we can and...
Bergetunneln.
I'll try the back door. Wait here a second.
Det är det som är jävla roligt med han. När fönstret är sönder så varför gröp du inte igenom fönstret? Min jävla 30-talars kostym.
Side window's been jimmied. Looks like
Det var
somebody's
mycket
creeped
pengar vid den tiden. $30.
Men jag ska 8.
You said I had to go back, Doctor.
Fires are cathartic. They allow you to confront your past.
You said the house would be empty.
Are you taking the medication I have prescribed?
You said the house would be empty. I heard them screaming.
Circumstances were unfortunate. My colleagues had made all the necessary
You
arrangements.
said the house would be empty. You're killing me.
The deaths were unfortunate, but you have dealt with death before.
I want you to come to the clinic and we can deal
You
with it.
said the house would be empty. How can I find peace?
Jag har en bil till det. Ja, det var en bil där. Sidan. Där har du en bil. Tuollakin on yksi auto. Paa housut ylös, saatan persenäkkö.
No good to me. Circumstantial.
Size 9s. Above average for a lady.
Burglar used the pry bar. Why did you kick the door in?
You think I'm gonna climb through a broken window in a $30 suit? You got another thing coming, Buster.
$30 kostym. Vad fan var det där?
Celine and Jacob are obviously having problems. It speaks to motive.
Crime scene evidence still weighs against it being the husband, but Jacob could give us something to go on. When of my exes drank like this, you'd be feeling the back of my hand.
Call in burglary and get technical services out here. I'll talk to the neighbors.
Don't take all day about it, Phelps. I'll get nasty when I'm thirsty.
LAPD. Are you acquainted with Celine Henry, Miss?
Horgan. Jennifer Horgan. I've known Celine for more than 10 years. Our children grew up together. What's going on, officer?
Did you see Mrs. Henry go out last night?
Well, I'm no busybody, you understand,
Det
but
kallar jag vapen.
Celine had been drinking. And she and poor, long-suffering Jacob had a terrible row. I think Jacob may have given her a black eye. He stormed out and she went back inside.
Did he come back?
No. Celine was listening to music and shouting until she left around 10 p.m. She was very drunk to have been driving. But she is not the sort of person you can stop from doing something when her dander is up. What is this about, officer? Is Celine all right?
I'm afraid Mrs. Henry has been murdered, ma'am.
Murdered? Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. Oh, my
I'm afraid
God.
I need to go and sit down.
Ja, gör du så.
What unit were you in? I went to Fort Parachute. No shit, you were a paratrooper? That was kind of hairy, I heard. Yeah, well, it wasn't no picnic, I tell you. I got hits and I sent them home. Yeah, any medals? Yeah, Purple Heart and the BSC. Whoa, you got a cross? Maybe don't give those babies out for nothing. I was in Normandy. We didn't get you the babies. That wasn't no picnic.
Oi, jumala.
I was crawling over the fence on the way back. I poked my eye out on a fucking tree branch. Oh, hey, that was good enough for a discharge. Look, guy, I really gotta get going. All right. Hey, by the way, I'm Harry. Hey, Vito. Hey, good to meet you, Vito. Real good. If you ever need some hardware, you know where to find me. There you go. I hope you enjoy it. She's a big girl. Good luck. Hey, thanks. Nice to meet you. The gun's in the crate, and there's a couple thousand rounds in the van out in the yard. Take it. It's all paid for.
Ota muita yksi.
Joo, nyt se on kylmiä.
Tai jos ei jaksa lähteä kauppaankin.
Minä voin käydä kaupassa muuten.
Niin, minä voin antaa rahan käydä kauppaan.
Niin, mä et ei nyt vielä.
Ei mukaan katse, mutta...
Sitten kun kaudet loppuu, niin mä voin käydä...
Ei, mutta se on hyvä olla vähän ekstra siellä.
Ei vielä.
Ei, kun minä ajattelin, että vähän ekstra.
Mulla on reppuja kaikkea, niin... Niin. Hei! Taisto! Sä saat joku inbjudan på party.
Ovet kiinni, mulla kissaa.
En mä tiedä, mutta sä saat...
Jau! Missä se on?
Mutta sä saat joku inbjudan nyt äsken tässä.
Inbjudan?
Joo.
Niin, tuolla ylhäällä luki.
Mä joo inbjudan. Geetua varmaan.
No niin, no se on varmaan.
Sulla pitää ihan varovasti tää vittu kun konekemeri tässä. Mitä musiikkia mulla on nyt? Tää ihan varovaisesti nyt. Tätä on hienosti vaan. Punainen valo.
Let's see what Jacob has to say for himself.
I don't think Jacob is our man, but we should see what he has to say.
Ska jag ringa Per? Och så ringer man Per ringer va?
Mitä se sille suo?
Toi kyllä. Tää parkkeerata vaan, pitää ottaa päälle. Ringa Per här och där.
You're behind the wheel. Jacob Henry had a violent argument with his wife last night. He's looking more and more likely.
For my money, if the broad keeps the house looking like that, she probably deserved it. Skipper says bring him in. We'll keep the hacks off our backs for a while.
Fine by me.
So it ain't the werewolf killer after all. Good to see you've come to your senses, Cole.
I always said work the evidence. I only stipulated a connection to the BD killer as an avenue of investigation we should leave open. And as far as I'm concerned, it still is.
Okay, Phelps, we go in hard. Follow my lead. Jacob Henry?
Yeah. Who's asking?
LAPD. You're under arrest for the murder of your wife, Celine Henry.
Murder? Celine?
Save the dramatics
Oh,
for
my God.
RKO, pal. You got bigger problems.
What the hell are you talking
Ja,
about?
ibland gör han inte.
You come in here, you tell me that Celine is...
Take a seat, Mr. Henry.
she's-
We're gonna have a look around, then we'll talk.
Jesus. I'm sorry.
I get even the slightest hint that you're a flight risk, pal. You think the atmosphere is thick in here? Wait till you try to gas.
The oldest problem there is what to do about the old lady.
Hitlers army. Han var ju vitt.
Size 11s.
No mitä tykkäät musiikista tästä?
Okej.
So who could have killed Celine? Where did she go last night?
Vad sa du?
Det var såna musik
Bar, I
igen.
suppose.
Det här tar jag.
Look, I don't know.
We know that she drinks, Jacob. Drunks have regular haunts,
Beautiful.
places they feel relaxed.
Nej, jag tryckte fel. Jag skulle trycka där uppe.
Över mittat där. Där. Nej! Över mittat tässä. Voi.
Okay, Phelps, we go in hard. You follow my lead. You Jacob Henry?
Yeah. Who's asking?
LAPD. You're under arrest for the murder of your wife, Celine Henry.
Murder? Celine?
Save the dramatics
Oh,
for
my God.
RKO, pal. You got bigger problems.
What the hell are you talking about? You come in here, you tell me that Celine is...
Take a seat, Mr. Henry.
she's-
We're gonna have a look around, then we'll talk.
Jesus. I'm sorry.
I get even the slightest hint.
Är han full? Är han full?
Ei tämä, ei.
Ei, kun tuo toinen mikä nukkuu.
Mikä nukkuu?
No korsa, tuolla korsaa tuolla.
Ja varmaan päissään.
Niin.
Mulle äänestä.
You think the atmosphere is thick in here? Wait till you try to gas.
Johtava, noin. Mutta oikein.
We'll be back in a moment. Just sit tight.
The oldest problem there is what to do about the old lady.
Size 11s.
Helvete vad det låter då.
So who could have killed Celine? Where did she go last night, Jacob?
A bar, I suppose. Look, I don't know.
You know where she went, Jacob. You're lying. Why would I help you if you keep lying to me?
Look, I'm telling you, I don't know.
We know she went to the Bomber Club.
The bartender there, he calls me if things are getting out of hand, and I go and I bring her home. He called me last night. I said no. Phone rang a couple more times after that. I ignored it. I'm gonna have to live with that.
When did you last see your wife, Mr. Henry?
Last night. I went to see her. We talked. Things got a little out of hand. I left.
You don't remember what time you last saw your wife alive?
Look, I'm sorry. I left. Maybe 9 p.m. Might have been a little later.
Ooh, snyggt.
Right around
Det var
9.
snyggt. Empatia osako. Unessa osat vaan.
Why did you kill her, Jacob? Things will go better if you come clean about it.
That's a lousy thing to say. I never gave up on my wife.
I don't believe you, Jacob. I think you didn't have the guts to do it yourself, so you had someone else do it.
You want to back that up with something, Big Mouth? Huh?
The note by the phone suggests you meant her harm.
You want the truth? Truth is, I was sick to death of her. I was trying to have her committed.
We're still gonna need you to come downtown, Mr. Henry.
We can get this all down on paper, Jacob. How you got fed up with your wife and how you figured killing her would bury all your troubles.
Kill my own wife?
She was a lush and a tramp, and you just couldn't stand it anymore.
Shut your goddamn mouth.
So now you're gonna tell me you loved her? Ah, the DA goes all gooey over remorse, Jacob.
No jävlar.
You're not being rational.
What's this bunkum?
Bra, polisen skulle inte slå.
Call it in and get a squad car dispatched. And check for messages. I'll keep old Slugger here company.
Operator, give me dispatch.
Putting you through now.
Vad fan missar du?
Cole Phelps, badge 1247.
Nej, du var träffad då. Och han också.
I need a patrol unit to transport a suspect back to Central.
Men varför skjuter du inte när du kommer fram?
You have a message from the coroner. Do you wish to be put through?
Skjut!
Yes, ma'am.
Ja, du kan skjuta men du är lite osäker på det, va?
I've completed the autopsy. Several wounds to the head from a blunt metal instrument. Closest match would be a socket wrench handle.
So the cause of death was the blunt...
No, the blows to the head surprisingly were not fatal. Death was from hemorrhage and shock from the fractured ribs and multiple injuries caused by the stomping.
Anything else?
He's some kind of sex fiend. The tissues of the anus were bruised about 1/8 of an inch, but no trace of semen in the anus, vagina, or stomach.
Thanks, Doc. Operator, give me R&I. Any word on an owner for that vehicle? License was 2boy8899.
Yes, Detective. The plate belongs to a brown 1936 Pontiac. Registered owner is one Alonzo Mendez of 402 South Fremont Street, apartment 16.
Thanks. Any other messages?
One, Detective. From Captain Donnelly. He wants any and all suspects returned to Central.
Vad
Interviews to
fan?
be set up immediately.
Springer du mitt i döden?
Got it, we're coming in.
Ja, men det visste jag.
You drive. I need to go over the case notes. Carruthers said she took a real pounding.
Maybe if he had been a little firmer in the beginning, he wouldn't be in this situation now.
I imagine that Neanderthal routine is a big hit with the ladies, Galloway.
Women love me, Phelps. I have no complexity. They know exactly what they're gonna get.
Hur smart så går det där. Akta du inte brinner upp.
We have a firm lead, Captain.
Are you questioning my judgment, Kolla?
No, sir.
Good. I thought not. Jacob Henry is a sub-sister pushed around by his wife. I think with the right kind of persuasion, he might be prepared to seek absolution. Are you prepared to show him the error of his ways, young Phelps?
I don't think he's our man. Galloway agrees with me.
Don't drag me into this.
Rusty is a practical policeman. A bird in hand is always worth two in the bush. Let's liberate a confession from poor Jacob, and the public will sleep easy tonight. Run along now, Phelps. I've warmed them up nicely for you.
Doesn't look good, Jacob. You're in a big jam here. You lie to me, and I can't help you out. Do you understand me?
Yes.
What do you do for work, Jacob?
I'm a mechanic. Engines, differentials, transmissions, that kind of stuff.
So you have access to tools?
Yes, I do.
Your wife was brutally beaten with a socket wrench handle, then stomped to death. How do you think that looks, Jacob?
I was home in bed.
You're full of shit, Jacob. The truth is you hated that bitch. You followed her and dragged her into the car and then took her out to the moors. She woke up and you smashed her face in with a socket wrench.
No.
And then you stomped her. You stomped her because she's a drunken whore and she treated you like shit. You stomped her for all the years you had to take it. You stomped her because you are such a weak fucking sister, Jacob, and you wanted to erase all memory of it. Go on. Try to deny it.
I was at home. I should have gone to her at the bar, but I didn't. You can't prove I wasn't home.
I can. The bar owner, McCall, gave you up. He called your house right at the time that someone was smashing Celine's skull in and got no answer. If we find that socket wrench, you're gonna fry. Get it off your chest. Tell me you killed her.
I killed her, all right. I killed her dreams.
She was an aviator.
famous in her day, flying around up there like a bird.
No alcohol.
She never wanted to come back down. You know, my pop was a sod farmer, dirt poor. I joined the Corps, trained to be a mechanic. I did better than my father did. I worked hard for it. It's all you can ask of a man. But Celine, she never wanted to come down from the clouds. She wanted everything I couldn't give her. All I had was security. And that was never going to be enough.
You did it. Everything points to you. What does Tex mean, Jacob?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I need a reason to believe you, Jacob.
You want a confession? That's what you want?
That's exactly what we want.
Seems to me there are two types of marriages. First, where the couple love each other equally and everything's roses. And there's the other, where one person loves the other more than life itself and always puts them first. Chumps like me. Love them no matter what, no matter how badly they behave. That's it. That's my confession. I love my wife. And I'll take any test you got to prove it.
Your marriage was over. You took her in and she threw it back in your face. You didn't go over there to hurt her. It just got out of hand.
It's not how it was.
Oh shit.
Oh shit.
Fuck.
Wow, don't quit.
You're lying, Jacob. It was falling apart and things got violent.
I'm not lying. I'm telling you how it was.
Jenny Horgan says you blackened her eye.
It's all right, Jacob. The DA will understand. In your shoes, I would have done exactly the same thing.
I hit her, all right? I'm not proud of it, but she was coming at me with a frying pan. What would you do? Took it for years, but sometimes a man can only take so much.
Ei, kun pitää jäädä vähän kylmää kaljaa sinne.
Why did you break into your wife's house, Jacob?
No, kaksi
Why
semmoista.
steal the ring?
What? What are you talking about? I've got a key. Why would I need to break in?
Oh.
You took the ring because you found out who gave it to you.
What are you talking about?
Her prized garnet ring, given to her by her old boyfriend, Dick McCall.
I never knew that. I lived with that woman for 3 years. I never knew that. In that case, I think you should be talking to Dick McCall.
We'll do the detective work, lunkhead. Just answer the questions.
I'll see what I can do for you, Jacob. But I'm not promising. It still looks bad for you. We have another lead, Captain. This guy Mendez could be our man.
I hope so, Phelps. I really hope so. I'm deeply disturbed by your style of police work.
They weren't even his. We can still pull down a conviction for the skipper if we chase down this Mendez guy.
Can you drive to this one?
Hold on.
Alonzo Mendez. Sound like a man who moonlights as the werewolf?
Don't sound like a man I'd let my daughter anywhere near.
You've got a daughter.
Spend enough time drinking, Cole, you'll find yourself with any number of things you don't want when you're sober.
So that's why you never sober up.
Exactly.
Tämä on luminen auto. On luminen auto oli. Se luminen, kato. Jäässä kun on auto.
Mä oon varmaan, että nyt toinen kerta sitten.
Mendez, apartment 16. Here, the apartment's up on the top floor.
En mä pysty ihan nopeampaa, saatana.
Don't bother knocking, just kick the door in.
Oh,
Take a look around and see what you can find.
Incidental. Doesn't give me anything to go on. Nope. It would take a smarter man than me to connect that. Doesn't look like anything.
Yes.
Carruthers could match the color and brand of the body.
No, I'm the fucking painter. My friend needs help. He's going to do it. Thanks, sir. Get him inside. Wait, I got money for you. For the job. Take it.
Onko rahaa?
Consistent with Celine's injuries, and the blood can be typed.
We have the murder weapon. Better get Pinker down here.
Why keep it? Why not throw it away?
Think these clowns are geniuses? Thank your stars you caught a break. Captain Donald would begin to like you.
Hey, what gives? LAPD, you're under arrest.
Do not lose that son of a bitch. I'll go get our wheels.
Mendez, stop right there. You don't need to do this, Alonzo.
Get in and drive. Hit him! Clean this asshole off the road. Hit him, Cole! Spin him out!
You're under arrest for the murder of Celine Henry. Give it up, LAPD!
YPT!
Måste åt vattnet nu.
Ja, okej. Skulle du gå och gifta dig du eller? Med syrran?
I ain't saying a goddamn thing.
Nej, du behöver inte. Du är redan skyldig. Ja, vad fan, gillar du tuta på den eller? Kolla här nu. Det är jävligt roligt nu. Polischefen är där. Då ska han ta ett glas här. Han ska ta ett glas här. Kolla nu, han ska ta glas. Det kommer fält här. Men jag då? Jag får ju inget. Kolla vad ledsen han blir. Kolla nu. Han är beredd att ta det. Nej, men jag då? Ja, han vill inte säga något.
Efter ska jag åka till morsan och syrran och lämna pengarna, ja. Hur mycket har jag? Ja, det är gott.
This pain to cool the lava you pump through my veins, 'cause I'm burning up for you.
Sitter och fuskar på lapparna också.
Nej, men jag kollar om det är rätt. Nej, men det är ju innan. Jag har bara kollat och så. Måste kolla. Vad fan har vi där då? Nej. Nej. Det har vi där. Men det...
Hur mycket pengar har 1000 alltså? Jag ska ut över 1000. Du kommer hamna i fängelset. Jag flyttar på er. Men flytta på er.
Tuta istället så får du
hjälper inte så.
Men du är så jävla...
Sluta framför mig.
Check the news. The Price administration robbery story has some new developments. Police are very interested in talking to a medium-build, medium-height, dark-haired man who's been linked to the crime by several eyewitnesses. If you have any information on this person, contact the authorities immediately. Why, that description could be me. Oh, they're gonna need all the help they can get. For EDLT, this is Walt Williams.
Nyt mä jo sinne vankilaan.
No niin. Sä oot siellä tapella. Niinhän ne seisoo siviilit.
Kyllä.
Siviilit seisoo ja menee perään ja se tulee vastaankin sieltä. Siinä. Siinä tulee vastaan.
Mia Scaletta? Yeah? What's it to you? You're under arrest for the illegal distribution of federal status.
Galloway. Got it. Yeah, I'll bring him. He's my partner, after all.
What have we got?
New case. White female dumped in plain sight in the grass at the end of Hill Street. Hacks are all over it. Captain's trying to fend them off.
That sounds awfully similar.
The first rule of police work is make no assumptions until you've seen the evidence. Skipper wants you to have your newspaper face on, college boy. I think I know the place where they found the lady. It overlooks Sunset Boulevard. Let's go.
I'm just praying the prince comes through so I can nail this son. It'll never stick, and you'll get roasted.
He's only a writer. He can't really help it.
You know the way. You can drive.
You did a decent job on the Henry case, Phelps. Not bad for your first time back.
Thanks, Rusty.
But don't go getting ahead of yourself. That's one clearance under your belt. Now it's a new day with a new dead lady that needs our attention.
No assumptions until we see the evidence, right?
Right. See, I knew you were a fast learner, Phelps.
Right.
Might get along after all.
Du har lite hål I strumporna. Hål I strumporna. Roskia ei niitä enää korjata. No, ennenhän ne korjasi aina.
Now boys, you know as much as I do. I'll be holding a press conference once the autopsy's been completed. I have two of my finest investigators on the case. Fresh from bringing down the sword of justice on the crazed sex...
Captain, aren't there similarities between this murder and the murder of Celine Henry? And of Elizabeth Short, for that
matter? So you don't believe there's a crazed sex killer at large preying on women?
Boys, be sensible. We have the greatest police force in all the world with the greatest scientific investigators at our disposal. How can any killer continue to beat that? Be advised. We keep the gas chamber at San Quentin primed for the sons of Cain who continue to believe they can take a life in the City of Angels.
Yeah, right. Any new leads in the Dahlia case?
Run along, boys, and let these officers get to work. We have God's work to do here, and it can't be delayed.
What do we have, Captain?
Another woman sacrificed. Speak to Carruthers. I want daily reports, gentlemen.
Detective, I was first on scene.
Why can't we get any closer?
All these
You find her, Gonzalez?
Not me. Big, right? Family out for a stroll. I was first reporting.
Can you show me the body?
It's under the pepper tree, this way.
Hey.
So hey, what's going on over there?
I hear you are very kind.
Listen up, assholes.
Can't be much help to you, Phelps.
You're here on the inside because you can't behave like
Here she is.
no mistake.
Similar remote.
To what? The Dahlia? I don't think so.
Celine Henry.
That's a closed case. This is probably another sad sack who lost his temper with a broad who wouldn't put out.
Are you a suspect, Rusty?
Watch your mouth, Phelps. All I'm saying is you got enough to do without reopening closed cases.
Talk me through it, Mal.
Severely battered, on display. Footprints would indicate that she has been stomped. Size of the footprints would seem to indicate a smallish men's shoe. What size shoe did Mendez wear?
You finished?
No, I'm not. At a glance, I would say strangulation is the cause of death. I'll need to do further tests for semen.
Angry boyfriend. If they were married, they'd be at home. Not humping out here in Lover's Lane.
You mind if I examine the body?
Be my guest.
Ligature mark is very
distinctive. I'll do some comparisons back at the lab and get back to you.
The stomping angle in the Henry case. Was it reported in the press?
Sure was. Every detail a copycat would want was there in the story.
Looks like she was tied up.
It does at first, but that would leave a mark on her other wrist, too. I think her watch might have been torn off.
What's this mark? Cut on the finger.
Fourth finger, left hand. A wedding or engagement ring. Violently removed.
This was going to be my new home for the next.
Well, we have a name. Can you run Deirdre Muller by RNI?
Back in a second.
I would prefer dodging bullets in Europe.
If the motive was robbery,
I've seen it
why
all.
not take the money? Mm-hmm.
After 3 action-packed days of staring at the wall, I missed the job. Contacted a guy named Hugo Galante, who supposedly the
Detective, RNI says that Deirdre Mahler of 130 North Bonnie Bray was reported missing this morning by her husband, Hugo Mahler.
What'd I tell you? Let's grab the husband, take him downtown, and work him over. Could have this wrapped up by lunchtime.
What about not making assumptions and going on the evidence?
This looks interesting. I'm gonna make a small bet.
You drive. I need to go over the case notes.
There still might be some play in the boyfriend angle.
I thought we were on our way to lock up the husband.
If he doesn't work out, that is.
Deirdre Muller has suffered enough. More than enough. You shouldn't make disparaging comments about her without even the slightest inkling of what she was like.
She was a woman, wasn't she? Around about my third divorce, I realized women might not be the pure angels we imagine. You're married, ain't you, Phelps?
Don't make any insinuations about my wife.
Hey, she's a woman.
She's the mother of my children.
You're a father, Cole? But don't tell me your eye don't bend.
This conversation is over.
We're gonna give you a little time. Close it up. So O'Neill almost took my head off, but I made a stand. Let me tell you something. When you're inside,
Phelps and Galloway, LAPD. Is your father home?
He'll be home soon. He's been out looking for Mommy.
What's your name, miss?
Michelle Eloise Mahler?
Can we come in?
I suppose so.
Thank you. Could you have a seat for me, Michelle?
Jag hatar han. För han ska tända cigarr, ja.
Spelet har fastnat.
Men det är inte... Vadå fastnat?
Spelet har fastnat.
Ja, jag vet ingenting. Men det finns ingen skiva i den.
Ja, men jag får starta om.
Nej, men du får ju fan trycka igen. Du får trycka igen där. Tryck den.
My partner will explain everything when he gets back, okay? There's nothing to worry about.
Ja. Ja, kohta sinne kauppaan. Ei sinne.
Doesn't tell me anything.
Panne rahat pöytään siksi aikaa, että sitä on sitten.
No miten se maksaa se 10 pakka?
Oliko se kuitti edellä, mikä mä annoin, kun sä ostit nuuskaa mulle siitä kuitista?
No mä annoin sulle sen kuitin. Sulle mä annoin sen kuitin. Paljon se maksaa?
Oota. Ja, du ser bättre än jag. Här.
Ser bättre jag. Är du blind eller? Är du blind eller? $79 spänn.
Ja, det var ju något. Ja, jag måste testa det.
Det är 160 spänn räcker det.
Ja, 2 sådana lådor.
Ja, det är 160 spänn.
Ja, men plus pant också.
Men det är ju panten redan inräknad. Men du får ju 170, så räcker det. Här.
Ja, passer, ja.
This is going to help us.
En citron.
I doubt it.
Första gången med Buzz. Få till ny profil. Buzz-veteraner borde se sina profiler här. Är det någon som vill ändra sin profil innan vi börjar? Då så, ni är klara. Låt oss börja.
Det ska jag kunna utan problem.
Det vet jag fan om du klarar det.
Jag spelar så många år med kompisar.
Ja, det tror jag. Ska vi spela fiol?
Stoppa klockan-utmaningen. Svara så snabbt du kan för att få så många poäng som möjligt.
This isn't what we're looking for.
Vi börjar. Första frågan, tack. Vems tolkning av låten War får Chris Tucker att må illa i Rush Hour? Steve Carell spelar huvudrollen i 40-year-old. Vad för något?
Nej!
Vilket monument är en stor besvikelse för Spinal Tap?
Work boots. Size 8.
Vad har Bruce den allsmäktige för yrke? Vilken sorts varelse är Homers nya bästa vän i
Elgin wristwatch. Probably the same one snatched from her body. No sign of a wedding ring.
Is this about Mommy? Daddy is trying to find her. Please tell me she's okay.
I'm sorry to have to tell you this, Michelle, but your mother is dead. Do you think you could answer a few questions for us?
Try.
Some of your mother's jewelry was missing. Can you describe her things?
A ring, a watch. I never paid much attention to that stuff.
I know it's painful, Michelle, but this may be important. She wore a wedding ring?
Mommy chose it herself. A rose gold wedding band and a matching diamond and ruby engagement ring.
She wore a watch?
Yes, a yellow gold Elgin watch. Daddy bought it for her birthday. They had a fight. It was kind of a makeup present.
When did you last see your mother?
Yesterday afternoon. I went to a dance at Belmont High. Mommy was supposed to pick me up, but she didn't show.
So what did you do then?
I was upset. Daddy came instead.
So you were hanging around the school for quite a while. What happened with your father?
I don't know. I called and finally he answered. He came straight away then.
Your mom and dad are happily married?
What are you saying? Of course they are.
They weren't happy, were they, Michelle? Did your father ever hit your mother?
Just the once. She said she would leave him if he ever did it again. I got her a brooch pin to make up for it. And we always wore her golden butterfly.
Thanks, Miss Muller. You've been very brave.
Jag tänkte börja från början på det här spelet, The Back to the Future.
Ja, men kan du göra efter när du varit i affär. Ja, men det kan du göra efter affären.
Fan vad hockey du hade. Jävlar vad grejer. Jävlar vad grejer. Vad är det för jävla spel? Hockey 14. Mars.
Kanske.
Hockey. Va? Eleanor Rede, fotboll. Vill du ha den eller? Bra, så är jag borta. Oj. Hockey. Fan vad hockey! GTA ska vara kvar. Regional ska vara kvar. GTA.
Den har inte spelat någonting.
Ska ta bort
Ja,
den.
ta
För det
bort.
tar för mycket
Ja, men ta
plats.
bort dem där som inte
Ja,
jag
men det tar
gillar.
onödig plats.
Det kan du göra.
Ja. Nå.
Ja, det var en till.
Jag ska ta som ut och ha sådana spel. Kan jag ta hockey, GTA. Hockey och GTA.
Det är det 16 det där, eller
Det är
vad?
nog ännu mer skit. Call of Duty Ghost.
Den kan du ta bort.
Ja, vad jag tänkte väl det.
Nej, för jag spelar inte.
Va, du får ännu mer plats. Tänker på
Den är gammal.
Ska jag ta bort den?
Ja, det kan du göra.
Har du kvar
Nej, fan. Nej, den har inte gått på bort
tar jag
skit.
bort dem.
Nej, fan,
Det gick jag bra.
jag testade. Nej, det var inte
Man
rätt
får ju
min.
rensa lite sin Playstation. Det gör
Ja, det gjorde ju Per på den
Den
här.
där kan råka Nej.
Vad fan är det? Det vet jag fan. Jag vet inte fan vad det är.
Madame Boys.
Tolv. De där jävla 12 kan du ta bort ännu väl. Det kan du ta bort. Ja, den vill jag spela. Den är jävligt bra. Ja, det är. Vad är det ovanför? Ah, det är den, portal. Jag har ju det. Det hände inte jag spelade. Nej, det var. Fan vad massor du tog bort nu då. Men jag tänkte om du tar alla de 14 NHL. Ta bort dem. Jag spelar nog aldrig mer då. Ja. Den ska jag ha kvar för jag kan inte spela. Den får du nog fan ta bort match. Det är sån här. Jag laddade ju in. Den var ju gratis. Den var gratis. Jag laddade in det. Var det är samma där. Skiten.
Om 14.
Ja, det är det.
Jesus. Vilka banan?
Eller några grejer. Ja, det är ju så om jag har spelat mycket förut. Jag inte hade PS4.
Hey, what gives?
Daddy, the police
Go to your
are
room,
here.
please, Michelle. I'll talk to the police.
Daddy, mommy is gone.
Go to your room, young lady. She's not even out of school. You can't come in here interrogating her
Yeah.
like she's
Your
some
wife
kind
was
of...
found murdered this morning.
Ei se sovi siis sun reppuun.
What?
Se mahtuu 2 semmoista.
But she only...
Mä oon lennä sun iso reppu varmaan.
No ota se pienemmän reppuun siihen.
We have some questions that we would like to ask you.
Ei vielä kohta.
No joo, kohta saat lähtiä, perkele.
Janottaa vitusti vaan.
Janottaa, joo.
What size shoe do you wear, Mr. Moen?
Why do you ask?
It's routine,
Det
sir.
gör inte
Simple
nu,
process
eller?
of elimination.
Nu gör du inte det. Innan affären har varit.
Nej, men jag säger efter det. Erbjudande, ja. Kommer det vara roligt idag och då kanske kommer ett nytt. Det är det.
Why are you lying to me, Mr. Mueller?
Why would I lie to you at a time like this?
Broderhåll, månaderna. Det är bussa.
That's funny. The work boots we found here are size 8s. Why lie about it if you've got nothing to hide?
Because I always get teased about the size of my feet. You know, small feet, small...
Always been true in my experience.
You phoned in a missing persons report this morning?
Yeah, that's right. My wife didn't come home last night. She left around 9:30. Michelle was out at dance. She called me to let me know that Deidre didn't turn up.
Did your wife ever go out by herself? To bars, nightclubs?
No. What are you suggesting? You suggesting my wife's loose? Now is not the time for you to be pushing me, mister.
Your daughter said you were having an argument.
We argued about who would pick up Michelle. I worked a full day. I wanted to come home, put my feet up.
So you were here all night? You stayed in while your wife went out to pick up your daughter?
Yes, that's correct.
You should come clean if you're having an affair, or if there's something going on.
I told you I was here. Were you saying I wasn't?
So why did you take so long to answer the phone when your daughter called?
Okay, I went out for a while. I was driving around. It's my way of relaxing.
70. No ota se pienemmän repu siitä, niin.
Your wife was beaten and then strangled.
No,
in your case, you have no alibi and a history of violence towards your wife.
That's not true, goddammit.
Haluatko Phelpsin capsan lainaa?
It is true, Hugo.
Tuon capsan.
You're a violent man. You try to keep a lid on it at home, but sometimes you lost it. Your daughter and your wife were scared of you.
You don't know anything about me.
Mä en edes note han. Vi ska batta på fredag.
I know about the golden butterfly, Hugo, and how you bought your wife off the last time you heard her.
She liked to spend money, all right? Dresses, jewelry, her hair, drove me goddamn crazy. Do I look like a Rockefeller?
Nobody likes a cheapskate, Hugo.
Getting hostile with us is a very bad idea, Hugo.
I'm no murderer.
Jag är ingen mördare.
Nikotiinia. Se oli taskussa mun nuuska poikki. Ja rattia kaikki esille.
Jaa, se kyllä.
Sulla se ramppu vieläkin jäljellä. Mikä sä saat minulta monta vuotta sitten? Ja se tekee kummittelee koko ratti.
Eikö se vaan nyt?
Mä tiedän, että se toimii, joo. Noin. Mä voin jatkaa.
Joo. Ei niitä pyöriä.
Varo niitä johtajaa.
No ei oo niin vaan.
Noin nyt. Yhtäkään alkaa taas vittuuria. Joo, hyvä, joo, hyvä. Kenkälusikkaa. Ai vittu kun janottaa. Viihemillä. Miten se maffia voi peli jää kiinni vaan noin? No. Vittu. Noin.
No niin, se on siinä päällä, mutta kun panas vaan se. Vieläkö se meni runkille?
Ei kun mun tänä.
Ei, anna olla vaan.
Joo, hyvä. Jes. Niin on niitä koosparia.
Joo, koospari, 10. 2 niin.
Make some arrangements for your daughter, and then present yourself to Central Station for questioning.
You gotta be kidding me, Phelps. Put the cuffs on it.
This is an outrage. I didn't kill my wife.
Your daughter is in the next room, Muller, so I'm giving you a break. Don't make me change my mind, and don't make me come looking for you.
We should go back in there and bust his ass.
1, we need to break his alibi. Check phone records, canvass the neighbors. 2, we have motive of domestic violence, which probably goes for half the men in LA. 3, we have no evidence tying him to the crime scene.
Hello, detective.
Yes, ma'am.
I heard the terrible news over the radio.
And you can help us with our inquiries?
Yes, sir. They had a row last night. I heard Mrs. Muller screaming.
Did you see Mrs. Muller come home late last night at all?
No, not at all. I did see Mr. Muller put something in the incinerator earlier this morning, though.
I told you he was our guy. Now let's get this bum downtown and into a cell.
Look, there he is now.
Step away from the incinerator. Don't let him get away.
Okay, but no shooting. We need this guy to make the case. There he is, officer.
This doesn't look good, Hugo.
I can explain the blood.
Get him booked in at Central, officer. Then put him in an interview room. We'll be speaking with him later. And inform the captain.
Yes, sir, Detective.
Is there someone you can call, miss?
I don't want home and...
You need somewhere to stay, Michelle. You have other family? Grandparents? Aunts or uncle?
Call Aunt Helen, but she lives in Bakersfield and...
Call her. We're gonna get someone down here from Juvenile Hall to talk to you in the meantime.
We ought to get some uniforms down here, clean up, take care of the kid. Galloway, Homicide Division.
Phelps, 1247.
Go ahead, detective unit.
Can we get Ray Pinker and the technical services team to a house?
I need an address on a Belmont High School.
Send someone down from Juvenile Hall to look after a young lady.
Belmont High, 1575 West 2nd Street.
Thank you.
Inform Detective Phelps that the coroner has a report waiting. Police morgue downtown when he's available.
Helvetti, kun se tuo tulee.
Got it, KGPL.
You can drive. I'm surprised, you know. I didn't make the husband for it.
Always make the husband, Phelps. 9 times out of 10, it's the closest person to the Vic who does the deed. God knows I've wanted to kill some wives in my day.
Lex parsimoniae.
What?
The law of parsimony.
Occam's razor. The simplest explanation is most likely the correct one.
You know, you could have said that without getting all liturgical on me.
I'll try to dumb things down from now on.
Appreciate it. And try this one on for size. Rusty's razors.
How's that go?
You blame the guy that's banging her.
Ah, of course. The famous Lex Ignoramus.
Closes cases, Cole. Puts a lot of people away, that one.
Saturday's the spring unveiling, Emmy. It's the first season since fabric rationing's over. We have to go.
I told you I can't Saturday. I'm busy.
Busy where? You're going on another drive with Davy Gardner, aren't you?
So what if I am?
Go, Phelps. I'll take the car and see if I can cut him off.
Hurry! You can still catch him!
There he is, officer. There he is. See him? That's far enough, freak. You move a muscle and you're a dead man.
Car 11K, Car 11 King, come in. Car 11K, Car 11 King, come in.
11K, go ahead.
11K, see the janitor. A green 1946 coupe registered to a Mrs. Hugo Moeller has been found in the parking lot adjoining the Belmont High School and playing fields. 11K, code 2.
What's your name?
Who's asking?
We can do this the easy way or the hard way.
Name's Eli Rooney.
You've been in trouble with the law before, Eli?
Son.
What are you doing around here?
I like to keep an eye on the children.
Strictly paternal, is it, Eli?
Don't sass me, boy.
A woman was abducted here last night, Eli, and murdered.
And I would love to make you for that, you Okie motherfucker.
Well, I wouldn't know nothing about that. A woman, you say? I like 'em a little younger than that.
Turn out your pockets, Eli.
Now, why would I do that?
Because I'm about to break your fucking skull, Eli.
You're under arrest, Eli. You're in very deep trouble. Get some backup down here, Rusty. We need to get this one downtown and into a cell.
I'll tell them we got a kitty raper.
What time did you see the person park the car?
Late last night, after school social, maybe 1 a.m. I've been keeping a good eye out lately. We've had problems with the child molester.
Eli Rooney. We've met him.
Filthy son of a bitch. He was here yesterday before the dance.
Was it him you saw park the car?
I don't know, sir. I'd like to say yes, but the truth is it was pretty dark.
Would you say Rooney is violent?
Yes, sir, I would say so, yes.
Thanks for your help. Blood and skin samples. We better get Ray Pinker out here.
from a Chrysler. Could be important.
The overalls are stenciled HM. Muller is a mechanic. I wonder what Eli does for a living.
Mä? Mitä? Miten niin?
Ei puhuttu Kari Ruunia näistä kaljoista. Se sanoi mulle, että joo taistelussa, että maksaa loput rahat.
Pari ruunua.
Muu kuitti tässä mä
Eikö se ollut yhtä päällä?
Häh?
Eikö sulla yhtään ruunuja
Ei
ollut?
oo.
Voi vittu sunkaan. Nuoli jäävä. Kelle minun pitää soittaa sanoa?
Janille.
No Jani. Oli se töissä?
Joo, se oli kassalla.
Jaa, se oli kassalla. No.
Puhutte vaan pari ruunua, 8 ruunua vai 4 ruunua, mitä puhutte, se pitää maksaa, sanoi Jani. Maksatko pystyt?
Kyllä minä se voin, mutta huomenna käyn siellä kaupassa.
Joo, sano vaan sille niin.
Joo. Mä tämän kuitin säästä.
Joo, pa.
No se tänne vaan toi, eikä...
Phelps bed.
Helveti. Tännekö sä toit sen kaljan? Eikä ne pitäisi olla keittiössä? Keittiössä ne pitäisi olla. Mutta mitä se maksoi, kun 170 sait minulta ja 171 rukkee tuo?
Mutta det var ju mycket, man köpte 2 däck på lite över 170.
Ja, on det 171 spänn?
Mulla oli pari ruunua lompua, mutta ei mennyt siihen koneeseen, mä annoin Janille rahaa.
Niin, mutta 170 sä sait mulle rahaa.
Ei se riittänyt, se oli...
Niin, mutta 171 ruunua lukee kuitissa.
Mä annoin siihen ruunun, mulla oli vaan ruunu lompakossa, niin mä annoin ruunun.
No en mä sitä voi olla velekkaa, kun jos on ruunua...
Soita Janille.
Kato, niin siellä lukee 171 ruunua. No miten se on mahdollista, jos sinä on ruunun laittanut, niin eihän mä silloin enää velekkaa. Miten sä oikein
toimit? Soita Janille sitten huomenna.
En minä soita sille nyt. Huomenna minä voin.
Niin.
streama med den. Spela här GTA så har jag där, jag ser allt. Du har ju mick och allting på den och när du hör det så gör du allt. Behöver inga andra.
Tävlingen eller?
Ja, för du såg lite svart sådär.
Ja, jag hörde ju att med att du inte kunde riktigt räkna ihop det där och så viskade han i ditt öra och då kände jag bara, men vad fan, ja du vet, det kändes ju inte rättvist riktigt. Men jag kände liksom att, vad fan, då kanske någon annans plats går åt skogen.
Men jag tyckte det bara var lite tråkigt så att du blev sådär.
Nej, men
svart och jag kan ju få en känsla av att du nästan blir sådär när du är riktigt där på toppen och riktigt det där att du blir lite ondskefull nästan. Det blir liksom, jag tror inte att du märker det själv eller någonting sånt. Ursäkta nu är så jävla negativt.
Monta runoa sä annot niille?
2.
No monta paljon mä oon vedekään, eihän tässä lue nyt. 6 tuumaa tulee. 177 tuumaksi. Ja miksi on 171 runoa? Monta runoa mä oon vedekään sitten. No minä otan tää kuitin mukaan. No vähän oudo, mä otan. Ei näe kyllä kuitin. Ois pitää antaa vielä yhden kaikille. 10 olisi riittänyt. 10 olisi riittänyt. Vielä lisää.
How could I help, Detective?
I need interrogation set up at Central for both suspects being held in the Mahler homicide case.
Certainly, Detective. I'll get in touch with the watch commander.
Thanks, ma'am. You're behind the wheel.
I say we make Rooney for this. I think we should lay it on him. He was near the car, he had her jewelry, the DA will love him for it.
Even if he didn't do it?
Who cares whether he did it? You have kids, Phelps? He needs to be taken permanently out of harm's way. Better not go soft on me in here, Phelps.
We'll work the evidence, Rusty. Let him do the rest. Are they ready?
Moeller's in 2 and the pervert's in 1. Get in there and get a conviction.
Captain, we were on our way to interview Eli Rooney.
Yes, Phelps, I know. This particular fiend is an old acquaintance. I have tried to reaffirm his belief in a wrathful and terrible God. Whichever way it goes, I'll be dealing personally with him.
Jag blev blöt. Jag var tvungen
Vi ska inte köra om det.
De sa att det var fullt. Ni klarar det rätt bra.
Det kommer ju ändå, men vad fan ska vi köra om det? Har vi bråttom nästan?
Läget och söka lite skydd på annat ställe ett tag.
Men det är ju så jävla livsfarligt ute i det här.
Dagens tävling är en riktig Robinson-klassiker. Vinnaren får en immunitet. Vi ses snart.
You look like you've had it rough.
You see me asking for your sympathy, boy?
You down on your luck, Eli?
I had worse. My family ate roadkill during the Dust Bowl.
But you have a job. A parolee has to have a job, correct?
I had me a job down in San Pedro. I'm looking for something new.
This place you worked have a name?
Hennessy Marine. You can't miss the place. Big yellow letters, HM out front.
They give you any workwear, Eli?
Sure. Green coverall. Dang thing was hot. Felt like I was back in the pen wearing it.
You ever tie up any of your victims, Eli?
It's not a nice thing to go call them that.
What would you call them?
I can't say. I learned a long time ago not to go talking about the things I like. Talking about it just seems to get people's dander up.
Answer the goddamn question, Rooney, before I brain you.
See what I mean? Short answer is yes.
You have any preference regarding rope, Eli?
I know a good rope from a bad rope, if that's what you mean. That's not what you mean, is it? Any old rope will do me fine.
A farm boy like you, Eli, must prefer McGay for roping. Am I right?
I prefer braid, tie hitching braid. Stays tight.
You killed Mrs. Muller and stole her jewelry.
That ain't so. I ain't done nothing like that.
You have no job and nowhere to live by the smell of things. And you need money. You've been in trouble before, Eli. Who do you think a jury will believe?
I've been in trouble for other things, but I ain't never killed no one. I saw that car coming to the parking lot late last night. Man got changed there and he put his coveralls in the trunk. I saw him drop the butterfly in the lamplight and he strolled out, cool as you like. And I went over and I picked it up.
You're as good as done, Mr. Rooney. All it will take now is some paperwork.
For my money, Hugo Muller's the #1 suspect. The evidence is solid. I think it's time we hit him with it.
Here's where we stand, Hugo. Your next-door neighbor heard screaming coming from your house. You were burning your blood-stained shoes. You have no one who can confirm your whereabouts last night. Your daughter says you're a violent man. We have everything we need to send you to death row, and all you have to say for yourself is, I didn't do it.
I swear I didn't kill her. Give me that lie test. I can prove it.
Why did you burn your shoes, Hugo?
Because I knew you'd never believe me.
Believe what?
It's rabbit's blood. A guy at work brought him in and I helped him skin him.
Do you know anything about ropes, Hugo?
As as much as the next man. I was a scout. I learned some more in the Army.
You learned to strangle with the rope in the Army?
With rope, with my bare hands, but mainly with wire. I learned a lot of things in the Army, but I still didn't kill my wife.
For argument's sake, what type of rope would you use?
If I had to, I would use a triple braid. Less flex, easier to control.
Your wife was beaten with a tire iron, Hugo. An appropriate choice of tool for a mechanic.
I know nothing about any tire iron.
You're lying, Hugo. You're gonna have to come clean on this.
You got no proof. I want an attorney. I'm not answering any more questions unless I get an attorney.
We found your wife's car. Someone parked it at the school late last night. Do you have anything to say about that?
It wasn't me.
Where do you keep your work clothes?
I keep them at work in my locker.
What color are your overalls?
Green. We all wear green. It's a company policy.
You better not go soft on me in here, Phelps.
We'll work the evidence, Rusty. Let him do the rep. Are they ready?
Moeller's in 2 and the pervert's in 1. Get in there and get a conviction.
Boy.
Captain, we were on our way to interview Eli Rooney.
Yes, Phelps, I know. This particular fiend is an old acquaintance. I have tried to reaffirm his belief in a wrathful and terrible God. Whichever way it goes, I'll be dealing personally.
You look like you've had it rough.
You see me asking for your sympathy, boy?
You down on your luck, Eli?
I had worse. My family ate roadkill during the Dust Bowl.
But you have a job. A parolee has to have a job, correct?
I had me a job down in San Pedro. I'm looking for something new.
This place you worked have a name?
Hennessy Marine. You can't misplace big yellow letters HM out front.
They give you any workwear, Eli?
Sure. Green coverall. Dang thing was hot. Felt like I was back in the pen wearing it.
You ever tie up any of your victims, Eli?
It's not a nice thing to go call them that.
What would you call them?
I can't say. I learned a long time ago not to go talking about the things I like. Talking about it just seems to get people's dander up.
Answer the goddamn question, Rooney, before I brain you.
See what I mean? Short answer is yes.
You have any preference regarding rope, Eli?
I know a good rope from a bad rope, if that's what you mean. That's not what you mean, is it? Any old rope will do me fine.
A farm boy like you, Eli, must prefer Magay for roping. Am I right?
I prefer braid, tie hitching. Braid stays tied.
You killed Mrs. Moeller and stole her jewelry.
That ain't so. I ain't done nothing like that.
You have no job and nowhere to live by the smell of things, and you need money. You've been in trouble before, Eli. Who do you think a jury will believe?
I've been in trouble for other things, but I ain't never killed no one. I saw that car coming to the parking lot late last night. Man got changed there and put his coveralls in the trunk. I saw him drop the butterfly in the lamplight and he strolled out, cool as you like. And I went over and I picked it up.
You're as good as done, Mr. Rooney. All it will take now is some paperwork.
For my money, Hugo Muller's our #1 suspect. The evidence is solid. I think it's time we hit him with it.
Put him down in my sap.
Here's where we stand, Hugo. Your next-door neighbor heard screaming coming from your house. You were burning your blood-stained shoes. You have no one who can confirm your whereabouts last night. Your daughter says you're a violent man. We have everything we need to send you to death row, and all you have to say for yourself is, I didn't do it.
I swear I didn't kill her. Give me that lie test. I can prove it. So I'm free to leave. You believe my story?
Why did you burn your shoes, Hugo?
Because I knew you'd never believe me.
Believe what?
It's rabbit's blood. A guy at work brought him in and I helped him skin them.
Do you know anything about ropes, Hugo?
As much as the next man. I was a scout. I learned some more in the army.
You learned to strangle with the rope in the army?
With rope, with my bare hands, but mainly with wire. I learned a lot of things in the army, but I still didn't kill my wife.
For argument's sake, what type of rope would you use?
If I had to, I would use a triple braid. Less flex, easier to control.
Your wife was beaten with a tire iron, Hugo. An appropriate choice of tool for a mechanic.
I know nothing about any tire iron.
You're lying, Hugo. You're gonna have to come clean on this.
You got no proof.
Your wife drove a Chevrolet, Hugo. What make of car do you drive?
A Chrysler Airflow.
Well, I guess that explains why the tire iron that killed your wife came from a Chrysler. We found your wife's car. Someone parked it at the school late last night. Do you have anything to say about that?
It wasn't me.
Where do you keep your work clothes?
I keep them at work in my locker.
Enough lies, Hugo. Your overalls put you at the scene of the crime last night.
My overalls are in the laundry of my house.
Green overalls, bloodstained, with the initials HM found in the trunk of your wife's car.
They can't be mine.
Why, Hugo? Because if they were yours, they'd be in the incinerator too?
Nej. Jag tror det är andra god.
The bum took a swipe at me. Put him down with my sap.
I'm not saying another thing until I've seen an attorney.
Hugo Muller, I'm charging you with the murder of your wife. You'll be arraigned and taken before a grand jury. Book him, Rusty.
With pleasure.
I have to say I'm disappointed. I stood in front of a troop of reporters and made promises. Promises of swift and fearful retribution, and you bring me an armful of vagary and happenstance. You made the department look bad, lad. Do it again and your career as a policeman will come to an abrupt and ignominious end. You two are back on the streets. Find street criminals, roust them, beat them, and restore some fervor to your police work. Your next case will come when you've revived my faith in your abilities. Now get out of here!
We captured 2 regular army.
Lieutenant!
Belt, we've been over this. That sniper barely missed you back on the beach. Until the mission is over, there'll be no more saluting or signs of break.
I'm in charge here, Medier!
Do you wish to interrogate the prisoners?
No, they're beat. Why they look so sullen? You're wondering why we haven't killed them yet. There's no greater shame than being taken prisoner.
Get this, Golden Boy actually seems to know what he's doing.
あなた方の会社と名前を名乗ってください。
第44大部隊所属兵だ。
キスマン、何様だと思ってるんだ。
See that, boys? He slapped that Jap right upside the head.
It was merely to remind him of his place. His shame was the tone of voice that he used with a superior. I respect the Japanese, Corporal.
Respect, we're here to kill the sons of bitches.
Do you know why we're fighting the Japanese, Private?
With respect, sir, these bastards attacked Pearl Harbor.
And why did they attack Pearl, Private?
Because they hate the US of A and our way of life.
They attacked the US because we cut off their oil. What would we do if another country denied us the gas to run our cars?
Ah, Phelps. I was just discussing with Finbar here how well you were doing. Have a seat.
Yeah, my real name. You can just forget all about it.
You boys have a new case. A poor Hispanic woman murdered near City Hall and left lying naked in an alleyway.
Another naked woman, sir?
Yes. We seem to have had quite a run of them since the Dahlia fiend first struck.
Phelps is politely trying to hint that he thinks the Mendez case is hokey.
Well, young Phelps, you win some and you lose some in police work.
You're happy with the Mueller case, sir?
Over the moon, boys! The DA couldn't be more pleased with the evidence, the witness, and the lack of an alibi. Now, get out there and catch me another sinner.
You can drive.
You have the address?
It's the alley off Aliso between Los Angeles and Alameda.
You're kidding. The next one will be opposite Central Station.
Count yourself lucky, Phelps. Most guys would kill to land a case so close to their desk.
Yeah. It means they can pop in to hit the office supply of hooch whenever they need it.
You know, that ain't a bad idea. That is not a bad idea at all, Phelps.
Detectives, they're ready to start the show. I'll take you through.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
Brothers, Pinker?
Cause of death is pretty apparent. We thought we'd best wait for you. When you're ready.
The lacerations on the neck would indicate a great deal of force. Only 21 years old. But why the library card? Did he want us to find it? Another wedding ring torn from the finger. No skin under the fingernails. Kiss the blood, BD. The evidence in the Mueller case was solid. I'm not convinced about Mendez.
Best way to get away with murder is to pin it on somebody else. I'll bet a month's salary this is a copycat.
Strangled, battered,
Yeah. We know the M.O. So does every jerk who kills his wife and girlfriend looking for a way out. I've spoken to Brown. He still believes the Dahlia perp has medical experience.
4 women, all murdered, all put on display, all with messages.
Mueller had no message. Look, Phelps, this is getting us nowhere.
Anything for us to go on, Mal?
Head injuries from contact with road, bruising from a small man's shoe, further blunt force trauma to the occipital region at the base of the skull. Could have been fatal, but clear signs of strangulation would seem to rule it out.
Lipstick appears to be a similar color to the other cases. I'll see if I can nail down a brand.
If she took a blow to the head like the others, she was probably unconscious when strangled. Very nice.
Phelps, you'll want to come and take a look at this. I'm not kidding, Phelps. Come see. Now.
catch all the good ones, Phelps.
May as well follow the trail. Antonia. Huh, same as the library card.
Proximity to the scene, plus the bloodstains. No way is this coincidence. On it goes.
We kept the area pristine for you boys. Let's check it out.
House keys strung up like bait on a hook. You think he's trying to lead us somewhere?
Probably all the way to City Hall, that brazen son of a bitch.
That's got to be a code or a cipher. Where are you taking us? Empty. Where is all of this meant to be taking us? Clearly wants us to find these things. He's left them for us.
There you go, Phelps. Got a new M.O. I told you it wasn't our guy.
Or he might just be getting more confident. Enameled and gold-plated. This was precious to her.
trail points up. Pulled from the finger and hung up here. What's the significance? Looks as though the killer was decorating with this. Son of a bitch wants her identified. Mrs. Antonia Maldonado, 712 North Hill Street, downtown. Can you drive to this one?
It was Mrs. Maldonado, right?
That's affirmative.
All right, so then there's a husband we should be looking for. Get him, we've closed the case.
Rusty's razor, of course. I don't want to question your tried and tested techniques, Detective Galloway, but doesn't the DA require sound casework before he'll close the book?
Not if he's got a confession. And, you know, there's ways of getting those.
I'm sure.
Sorry. Can I help you?
LAPD, ma'am. Detective Phelps and Galloway. Does Mrs. Maldonado live here?
Yes, she does. I'm Mrs. Barbara LaPente, the owner of this boarding house. Is there a problem?
I'm afraid so, ma'am. Do you mind if we come in? Is there somewhere we can discuss this?
Of course. Follow me through the Wipe your feet as you come in, detectives. It's this way.
Mrs. Maldonado was found dead this morning.
Dead? Oh, no. She can't be.
I'm afraid she was murdered, ma'am. We need to take a look at her things.
I can't believe it. A person seems so alive, and then they're gone. Antonia's room is upstairs, last door on the left.
Thank you. We'll be back shortly.
Excuse us a moment, ma'am. What are we waiting for? Hey, Cole, let's get moving.
You look at
The smashed window explains why the place looks tossed.
You know how I feel about windows, Phelps.
So someone broke in using this thing instead of a crowbar. Wonder where it was taken from. Okay, we have an address. The charm bracelet wasn't among the crime scene evidence.
Dina känslor formar dig och gör dig unik. Precis som ditt ansikte. Nivea Q10 ansiktskräm. Nu med Q10 som är 100% identisk med det som finns naturligt i huden. För en slät, återfuktad och välmående hy. Vet ni vad jag har gjort? Jag har tagit ett lån med låg månadskostnad med hjälp av Smarta. Smarta jämförde flera olika banker och långivare. Med bara en kreditupplysning. Grymt va? Smarta hjälpte mig att hitta den lägsta räntan för mig. Testa Smarta dina lån nu med. Vad är det som gör Hägendas till Hägendas? Vi håller inte tillbaka. Och vi väljer bara de bästa ingredienserna. För att skapa något du inte kan motstå.
Yay!
Exceptional ingredients, extraordinary ice cream. Njutning ska inte göra ont i tänderna. Agera nu. Sensodyne tandkräm. Sveriges mest rekommenderade tandkräm.
Vi bakar med svenskt spannmål som mals till mjöl i vår egen kvarn. Det låter oss säkra kvaliteten hela vägen från frö till bröd. För det vi bakar vill vi kunna ge till våra barn. Och prova gärna vårt nya fröade lantbröd Fröfinna. Hågen, vi bakar med kärlek.
När du ska prestera ditt bästa kan små justeringar göra stor skillnad. Varje rörelse, varje vinkel. Och när du rakar dig är det ingen skillnad. Gillettes rakhyvlar är utformade för att anpassa sig till ansiktets kontur. Så oavsett vad som väntar blir det alltid ett perfekt resultat. Gillette.
Ja, men Frankie Sylvester. Nu badar vi.
Älskar du också pullingspänning? Leo Vegas, Sveriges monikaste
Trots att världen går ner i vissa säsonger. Som att en råvarmarknad som prisar precis lika mycket som vanligt. Vara hos McDonalds.
Hej, jag heter Jonas.
Och Ann heter jag. Vi har skapat en app som heter Opti för att du ska få ett bättre sparande.
We have some questions, ma'am, if you're up to it.
Yes, Detective. I'll do my best.
Do you have any idea who might have wanted to hurt Mrs. Maldonado?
That rat of her husband, Angel. She was serving him divorce papers.
If I killed every wife that served me papers, I'd be a mass murderer.
Are you being flippant, young man?
No, ma'am.
What can you tell us about Angel Maldonado?
She married him when she was 17. He was cruel to her, very cruel. She was a good girl, little on the religious side, but a good girl.
What time did Antonia go out yesterday?
She left around 9.
Do you know where she went?
No, I have no idea. She was a good girl, but she didn't confide in me.
A nosy old hag like you knows everything about the people who live under her roof. Where did she go?
I think she went to a bar. She's been drinking quite a lot lately.
This bar have a name?
El Dorado Bar. It's a Latino place on North Los Angeles Street.
That's only a couple of blocks from where we found the bodies.
You've had a break-in?
No! That can't be true.
You're being economical with the truth, Mrs. Lepenti. What do you have to hide?
I have no idea what you are talking about.
So Antonia lost her keys and used an iron bar to jimmy the back window?
I heard a noise in the early hours of the morning. I thought it might be a raccoon at the milk bottles. It'd be very bad for business if this news got out. I have a reputation to protect.
Antonia and her husband were estranged?
Yes. She moved here after she separated from her husband 2 months ago.
But Antonia still wore a wedding ring?
She wore the wedding ring and a necklace. She always wore a religious necklace. That's about all of her jewelry.
What about her bracelet?
I don't know anything about a bracelet.
In her wedding photo, she's displaying a charm bracelet.
That thing? She never wore it. He gave it to her. She always kept it in that wooden jewelry box.
Thanks, ma'am. You've been very helpful.
Pay a call to that husband of hers. Lock him up and throw away the key.
We can either front Angel, seeing as the finger's pointing right at him, or we can check out the El Dorado.
You know the way. You can drive.
A nosy old hag? Ha! And I thought I was coming on strong with the ex-wives line.
Sometimes you have to be firm to get the information you need.
God damn it, ain't that the truth?
Ja.
Jag tror jag ska köra ända bort till Skottland nu. Jävlar vilken bit det kommer vara.
Ja, det ser försiktigt bara.
Ja, jag gör det, vet du. Jag måste ändå tanka och grejer.
Och kör på rätt sida sen också. Och kör på rätt sida.
Det är klart jag gör. Just i England sen, ja.
Ja.
What can I get you?
LAPD. Detectives Phelps and Galloway.
Diego Aguilar. How can I help?
You worked the bar last night?
Yeah.
Ja,
Me and
kör
a temp
du.
guy from the agency.
Did you have a woman in here last night? 21 years old, Hispanic, drinking heavily?
We have a lot of ladies like that in here. But yeah, I know who you mean. Antonia Maldonado. So what did she do?
She was murdered last night.
Oh, shit.
Do you know her well? Was she a regular?
Hell no. She was good and tight last night, complaining about her old man. It's a story you get used to working in a bar. She was so hammered last night, she left a letter on the bar. I'll show you.
Say, honey, what time do you get off waiting tables?
Divorce papers? Did you open them?
No need to. She was shouting about it and waving the letter around. Said she was going to show him.
Can you remember what jewelry she was wearing?
She had a necklace. Some kind of religious thing, I think. The temp guy would have more of an idea. She took the beer he served her and cried into it all night.
What time did she leave?
Can't say for sure.
Where did she go? Give me something or the LAPD will start getting interested in this place.
Take it easy. She wanted a cab, okay? And my phone was out of order. The closest one I knew was at the fruit market across the street, so I suggested she try there. She seemed reluctant.
Did Antonia say where she was going when she left?
She said she was going to serve the papers on the husband. Said that would take the smile off his face. If you ask me, she was scared. And the drink was for Dutch courage.
She attract any interest?
An extremely drunk young woman? What do you think? She managed to scare them off, though.
Thanks. You've been a big help.
No problem. Hey, get the guy, will you?
We'll do our best. One last question. What size shoe do you take, Mr. Aguilar?
A broad 9. I have wide feet.
Eggs running.
Sir, do you work here?
Sorry, pal, just making deliveries.
From where?
Just Pig Fruit Market across the street.
A fruit market delivers here?
Yeah, sure does. The Mexicans love a little slice with their tequila.
Fine, thanks.
Klaga inte. Det är du som har valt.
Drove me up to my house.
Bra, kan jag sitta och köra så här istället? Så.
How about we drop in on the husband instead? See if your gut is right.
I'll take a bar over a husband every day of the week.
Think there's anything to the divorce angle?
I've been through 3, Phelps. And no big deal. After a while, you just numb yourself to the experience.
But Angel, he's a young Latino man. It would hurt his sense of who he is. He'd see himself as a failure. A woman taking control over his life?
Then she fronts him and he snaps. Works for me. That makes Angel a killer as well as a piece of shit.
No siinähän se mennään.
Maldonado is in apartment 304.
Phelps, this could turn ugly. Forget about knocking. Let's take our boy by surprise.
Hey, what the fuck?
LAPD, motherfucker, you're under arrest. I got 100 pounds in the wash. Ain't gonna be so easy. What do you think? Damn. They got some decent shots in there. Cuff these sons of bitches, Phelps.
LAPD, you two are under arrest. Call for some backup, Finbar.
Galloway, badge number 564. I need a prowl car at the apartment building 330 North Hill Street. 2 suspects need transporting to Central.
Your wife has been murdered, Angel.
Antonia? Oh, God, no!
Where were you last night, Angel?
I was here with my brother the whole night, goddammit! You think I'd kill my own wife?
We should get the whole place going over, then talk to the neighbors.
Hey, Phelps, I don't care that you just got smacked in the head. You don't call me Finbar.
Just picked fruit market. I wonder if Angel gets all his groceries from this place.
The El Dorado must be a family favorite.
This will take some explaining.
Maybe one of the neighbors took notice of Angel's movements. He's got no alibi. He's toast.
Fan vad kul att köra till London, eller till England.
Ja, ja.
Du har full tank. Jag börjar, man får inte köra när man dricker.
Nej, man får inte det.
Men jag skiter jag i.
What do you want?
LAPD. We're making some inquiries.
Make it quick. I work nights.
So you weren't home last night?
No, I was at work.
You know nothing about Mrs. Maldonado fighting with her husband?
Those two? They're always screaming the place down.
Thanks.
No good. Nobody here.
Sorry about that. I'm playing with my kids. LAPD. Were you here last night?
Yeah. My wife and I are separated, and I had the kids last night. I put them to bed early and went to bed myself.
Thanks.
Hello.
LAPD, ma'am. Did you hear a disturbance last night?
Yes. Yes, I did. Mrs. Maldonado lit out of here, and her husband ran out after her.
You saw this, Miss?
Aranda. I had the door open a crack.
Did you see Mr. Maldonado come back inside after he ran out?
No. I didn't.
Thanks. We'll be in touch.
I kept thinking you were going to call that one a nosy old hag too, Phelps. Well-executed restraint.
I'm executing restraint right now, Finbar. Operator, message for KGPL.
Putting you through now.
Cole Phelps, badge 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
Any messages?
Message from Captain Donnelly, Detective. Your presence is requested urgently at Central Station. A new letter from the Dahlia killer has been found.
Thanks for your help. You drive. I need to go over the case notes.
The captain is waiting for you downstairs with Pinker.
Ja, det blir gå. Ja.
Så helvete paikat rekka-autolla. Kato mitä mä ajan. Så du har ju hastigt 80 här, jag ligger väl 68 eller 70. Du vet, kato kun mä ajoin tuolla pimeässä. Mulla oli valot päällä, niin mä sain booter tack vare att jag hade ljuset på i mörkret. Miten se niin voi oikeastaan? Pitää ja englantia asti. Mulla on tankit täynnä, mä oon nukkunut 1 tuntia. Joo. Ja minä ei sitä saa ajako ryypätään.
No mitä teet?
Hyvät äänet tässä luurissa taista. Hyvät äänet näissä luurissa.
No sitä retyyristä saa.
Mä tiedän, hyvät bassat ja kaikki. Oi vittu kun hyvä. Vittu, englantia asti. Mitä mä tuun jaksaa ajaa sinne?
Straight through the red light. Said she never saw it.
I don't care. I don't go in for letting gangsters off scot-free. Wow, that looks like a feud.
Boys, come on in. Phelps, have you met Finis Brown?
Pleased to meet you, sir. This information is confidential and doesn't leave this room.
The new letter was left in the back seat of a cab. The driver thinks it was put through the window and not left by a customer.
We're checking all the fares back 24 hours regardless.
Good.
Like the previous letters, it's been assembled from headlines and typed from the Times and Examiner, then glued to an envelope.
What is the other note?
This one? That's also new. A poem, hand-typed.
Do you mind if I take a look?
Go ahead. We've been over both documents pretty carefully. They've been wiped with gasoline, so there's no chance of prints.
That's the message from the Celine Henry case. Keep upon thy soul by virtue of this curse.
That's why we called you in.
You think it's original?
Not unless he's a genius.
You like this nut job's poem?
No, I like Shelley. It was written at least 100 years ago.
Shelley? Sure, I knew that.
You see, Finis? I told you this lad was a bright boy.
Sure, but what has it got to do with the case?
Prometheus Unbound. Prometheus was a titan, a superhuman character who defied the gods to bring fire to humanity.
The Dahlia guy believes he's Superman.
Your guess is as good as mine. One thing for sure is that he's educated. What about the link to the Henry case?
He could have got the wording from the papers. As you said, he is fiendishly clever and takes pleasure in taunting us. What's happening with the Maldonado case?
We have the husband in custody. We haven't interviewed him yet.
Well, upstairs then, lads, and see if we can break him.
Olive oil comes from olives. Where does baby oil come?
Improved your attitude, Angel?
What do you want me to say? I was with Antonia the night she died, but she left the apartment. That was the last time I saw her.
No.
So your wife paid you a visit last night. What time was that?
Late, around midnight, maybe? She didn't stay long.
You're lying, Angel. You went after her. I think you killed her.
You're out of your mind. My brother will tell you I was at home.
We have a witness who confirms that you were arguing, that your wife ran out, that you followed her, and didn't come back.
I know this looks bad, but it's not true. We argued, all right, but she went out, and I went out after her, and she jumped in a car on the corner.
There was a car waiting for her? Can you describe the driver?
Not the driver. It was too dark. But the car, it was a brown Ford coupe.
You and your wife weren't getting along. She was divorcing you. Is that why you killed her?
We fought, yeah, but we weren't getting a divorce.
I don't believe you, Angel. She'd been granted a decree nisi. She pushed you too far, and you lashed out.
I told you, I wouldn't accept a divorce.
Jag ska köra från ända från Holland ända bort till England. Jag har både ratt, gas, koppling och allt. Jag sitter i en lastbil och kör.
The judge had set a date. You were going to be paraded in front of the whole city for your cruelty to her, Angel.
Antonia. Oh, Jesus. She came in drunk, out of her mind. She doesn't normally drink. She was looking around in her bag. Said she wanted to serve me papers. Me, her own husband. So I slapped her down. She ran out. That's the truth.
What size shoe do you wear, Angel?
Size 8. What difference does that make?
When we found your wife, her jewelry had been removed. Was she wearing her religious medallion last night?
Sure. She always wore that.
What about the charm bracelet? Was she wearing that?
You know about that? She never wore it. She didn't like the message. She kept it locked up in that box of hers.
Your wife has been brutally murdered. So how do you explain your shirt being covered in blood?
You found that? I cut myself shaving.
Angel, I'm not going to waste any more time on this. Give me something or I'm going to have you charged.
My brother, Ippolito, he said some bad things about Antonia last night. So I had to sock him one. We got into it.
Keep talking.
She said she came from the El Dorado bar.
And?
It's not one of my places. We used to buy fruit at the market down the street. But the creep there was always running his eyes all over my wife.
What's the name of this fruit market?
Just picked fruit. Ord Street downtown.
One last question, Angel. Do the words kiss the blood mean anything to you?
No. Sounds sick to me.
You're not in the clear by any means, Angel. You're going back into a cell. You should think about whether you have anything else you need to share with us.
I don't care. I don't go in for letting gangsters off scot-free.
You know the way. You can drive. Another letter? I thought the letter was from a nut.
These letters, Brown and Hanson believe they are genuine. From him.
Now we sent another.
You know, I really hate this fuck. This Black Dahlia guy. Have you seen the body? Fucking case just gnaws away at your guts. Hollywood. Every prom queen from every fucking hick town in America turns up here. Where do they end up? Gutted on the fucking sidewalk.
Nej då, jag har ingen bråttom. Ja, det är typ Timgön, ja.
Men, du har inte tagit någon andra kontroll?
Absolut. Ja, så när jag hör imorgon när jag får det då, så kan vi mötas där borta i bussen. Ja, men jag slår jag springer imorgon där.
The handbag was left just up there, overlooking the market.
Could have come here from the start and saved ourselves a day's legwork.
Sir, Wait, you look familiar.
Hey, from the bar, right? What brings you here?
LAPD, Detective Phelps and Galloway.
No en mä nyt jouda laittaa mitään.
Did you happen to see a young woman last night? 21 years old, Hispanic?
Sure, she came by last night.
Miksi ota itselle 100 lataren mukaan ja lattaat? Joo.
She was wearing a necklace?
I didn't notice.
You weren't paying attention, Feeney?
Hey, you're getting the wrong idea.
Exactly how much fruit do you sell here after midnight, Clem?
Look, not much. I sell the odd bottle on the side to the after-hours crowd. Well, I don't want any trouble. I'm just trying to make a buck.
The young lady arrived around midnight?
Yeah, something like that. Used the phone for a cab and then left.
You already knew Mrs. Maldonado, didn't you, Clem?
Sure, I met her before. She seemed like a nice lady. Her husband went apeshit one day when he caught me talking to her. She had me back until last night.
Where did she go from here?
She wanted a cab, but I couldn't get her one. I was about to offer to drive her, but a car pulled up and she got into that.
Can you describe the car?
Brown Ford Coupe, I think. She seemed to know the guy.
Do you mind if we look around?
Why would you want to do that?
Because we say so.
I guess you can. Don't you have to get a court order or something? I have rights.
Clem?
Shh.
No wonder he stays open late at night. People have to get their vitamins. Check through this stuff before we get back out there.
Why cut someone who was already dead?
It's a typical power thing. Once the stiff is dead, the creep usually feels they can do whatever they like. Must have seen it during the war.
So what are we hiding in here? This thing needs a combination.
This fruit stall punk gets about 10 seconds to explain before I pull his fucking arms off.
Clem!
God damn it, get after it, Cole! I'll try to shoot out his tires. Wish me luck.
We should have grabbed him when we had the chance, Phelps.
When we had the chance, we didn't know he was our guy. Strange that he took a trail of blood right back to his own market.
Maybe he wanted to be caught. A lot of them do.
It's almost too perfect, isn't it?
There's no such thing as too perfect.
Phelps, you gotta get me closer. I'll try to shoot out his tires. Wish me luck. Hit him, Cole. Spin him out. Give yourself up. Now.
You're a sick man, Clem. You need help.
Outstanding job on this case, gentlemen. The poor woman can now rest in peace. I'll pay the fiend a personal visit myself and remind him that crime in this city does not go unpunished. When they finish with him at the receiving hospital, we'll have him up before the grand jury. I have a meeting this afternoon with the mayor lads. I'll be sure to mention your names. Now, on your way.
Why are the guys giving it to the doggies? They're riding in trucks, numbskull, while you're marching.
They look pretty badly beat up.
Yeah, they do it then. Scuttlebutt says it's pretty hard going down south.
Well, we'll find out soon enough. Recon always leads. How can we fail, Skip, with the Shadow leading the show? Who the fuck is the Shadow? Lieutenant Phelps, the Shadow of Death.
What the fuck are you talking about?
He's a quiet fucker, Sarge. Never hear the bastard coming. Sitting there, field stripping a cigarette, and suddenly he's there looking down on you.
Why do you think we keep saluting that jab-loving son of a bitch? He's bad juju.
That's enough out of you three. Bad juju? Where were you dragged up? A swamp?
Good morning, gentlemen, and what a grand morning it is, too. We have just cause for celebration. Galloway and Phelps are sending another fiend to San Quentin. A nice showy trial, and he'll be strapped down with gas seeping into his tiny reptile brain. Now, to fresh business. Galloway and Phelps, the task is at hand. The address is on the hill, north downtown off Fremont Avenue.
Skipper, is the new letter genuine?
Now, boys, we all know how many imbeciles have confessed in the short case. Ray Pinker will let us know in good time.
What the hell?
Hey, that's that cop.
Fine
Like
morning indeed. We keep locking them up, but the bodies keep piling up.
Ah, Californians love a fad, Phelps. As long as the bricks hold up at San Quentin, there'll always be killers in this town to send.
Greetings from sunny California. When's it gonna stop?
You can drive.
First a letter, and now another body. Come on, you can't keep on telling me there's not a killer still out there.
You know, Phelps, all these arrests on your record are giving you a reputation. You don't want them turning into unsolved.
Getting a vicious killer off the streets is more important than my reputation.
Really?
And besides, landing a big fat marlin is more impressive than an ocean full of minnows.
The minnows maketh the man, Phelps. You can't always hit home runs. Sometimes you just gotta make first base.
Detectives?
Phelps and Galloway, homicide.
Scene is secure. The rest of the patrolmen are going door to door, canvassing for witnesses.
Thanks. Keep me informed.
Will do, Detective.
This looks awfully familiar.
I think that's the impression the boys from the Examiner.
Well, there's nothing original under the sun. Why should murder be?
What do we have so far?
Not much trace evidence to speak of. Storm blew in around 10 last night, and the rain washed most of it away.
And the body?
Looks like automobile from the tire tracks and superficial injuries.